If you're watching this video, more than likely it's because you are interested in improving your speech. And why are you interested in improving your speech? Well, it's probably because you struggle in one way or another to smoothly, clearly, and confidently articulate your thoughts when you want, the way you want, anytime you want, right? For some of you, that may mean that you speak too fast and people have a hard time understanding you. For others of you, it may mean that you stammer or stutter. And still yet, for some of you, it may just mean that you don't speak up enough because of a fear or anxiety. You're afraid of saying the wrong thing. You're afraid of stumbling. You're afraid of going blank. You're afraid of stuttering or stammering, right? But you're here because you're interested in improving your speech. So what I want to quickly talk about today is your potential return on investment. Your ROI, right? Now there's a financial ROI, and then there's a social ROI. And we won't go into detail, but what is the financial return on investment that you can expect to get from investing in yourself, that is, in Pro 90D, to help you improve and develop one of your greatest assets? And when I say one of your greatest assets, what do you think I'm talking about? Yes, I'm talking about your speech. That is your ability to verbally articulate your thoughts, your ideas, right? To share your mind. And to be able to do that under pressure. To be able to do that whenever you want, wherever you want, the way you want. So, what's a potential return, financial return on investment that you can expect? Well, I've worked with people in all different kinds of industries and situations. And what I want to share with you is just a couple of very small examples. So I was working with a young guy. Graduated college, he was working at a bank. He was probably making in his 20s. And he just couldn't pass his other interviews, right, to step out of that. So we worked together just a few weeks. And he got an interview, got a job, and he almost doubled his income. He almost doubled his income. So he went from the 20s up to the 40s. So let's just say he was making about 25K a year. And he went up to, let's just call it 40K, right? 40K. So what is that? That's a 15K increase. 15K increase, right? Now, how much did he invest? Well, he invested, back then, I think he did one of my programs that was probably, let's just call it $2,000, okay? So he invested $2,000, but he made $15,000. So that means his return was around 13K, but it doesn't stop there. He interviewed for another job, and that job took him up another several $1,000s, so let's call it 47,000, right? So he didn't quite double his income, but he almost doubled his income. So 25 from 47, and these are round figures, but the numbers are very, very close to this, if not more. So that's about $22,000. So he's at a kind of an entry-level job, and he was able to get 2 additional jobs while working with me within a 3-month period of time, right? So this is less than 3 months. This guy got a return on his investment of over $20,000. Another young lady that I worked with years ago, you've probably heard about her, Mona. She went out and got a job. Took her maybe 6 or 7 months or so. She went out and got a job making $10,000 more. Another guy, I think his name was David, software. And I know he was probably making in the 30s, but he knew his potential was much greater. His potential to earn more was much, much greater. And he went out and got a job making, take a guess, around $35,000 more. So he spent roughly $3,000 for coaching, and within a short period of time, he was having interviews when we started, and within a very, very short period of time, he was able to make $35,000 more than he was making before, just by improving his speech. I could go on and on and on. There are many examples that I don't even know about. There are people who in fact, there are some examples that I do know about, but I don't know the finances, right? But people have told me they've gotten their PhDs. I have worked with people who got their PhDs and then gotten jobs making $100,000, right, or more. So the return on investment financially is very real, and often you can get that return in a relatively short period of time. Sometimes it's weeks, sometimes it's months, sometimes it's years. But it doesn't matter, because as I always say, the time is going to pass anyway. So why not work on your greatest asset? Your greatest asset, right? Which is your speech. Why not start working on it now? So if you're watching this video and you're a professional and you know that you have great potential, you have great knowledge, you have great experience, and that the only thing holding you back is your speech, your ability to communicate well, smoothly, clearly, confidently, to communicate well under pressure when people in authority are in the room, to be able to communicate in meetings and conversations, to explain yourself. If you're a professional and that's what's holding you back, there's something that you can do about it. We have a guy, his name is Dr. Ismail, and he went through my program a few months ago, and he's now participating in some of the activities that we have, and he's creating videos for the program. And he said this to me not too long ago. He said, "Michael, if I didn't believe in this program, I wouldn't put my name on it." I mean, he's putting his name. Now, he's a very well-known fetal specialist. He has PhD, is medical, and he was just awarded another PhD. So this guy is a big deal, right? And he's a fetal specialist. In fact, he says he's a fetal super specialist. So he's a big deal. And he understands the science. And he has invested his time, he invested his money, and he says his speech, he's just taking it to new levels. So if he's willing to put his name on the program and to promote the program and to share with others and to gladly say, "I did Pro 90D, I love Pro 90D, I believe in Pro 90D. It's got a scientific basis and it just works." If he's willing to do that and put his reputation on the line, then why shouldn't you? Right? Why shouldn't you? Do your homework, research the program, research me, and what you're going to find is that Pro 90D is probably the most intelligent choice for professionals who want to become excellent speakers, excellent communicators. Right? So this isn't just a program to get you to mediocrity, where your speech is okay, where you can get along, where you can get by. This is a program for people who want to excel. You want to have superior communication skills, superior speech. I'm not saying that you're going to be the best speaker in the world. I'm not the best speaker in the world. But I will tell you that if you go through the Pro 90 speech system and you apply yourself, people will listen when you speak. You will be able to persuade more. You will be able to more clearly articulate your thoughts. You'll have a better rhythm and flow to your speech and to your thinking, right? It helps people think clearer when you speak smoother. So this is a real investment in a very real asset. And if you're a professional, you know this. I work with people graduating from college. They know they're going to be interviewing. I work with people who are graduating from grad school, and they're going to be I work with professionals. I have people that work at Microsoft, that work at Apple, work at Facebook, all over the world, all different kinds of professions. This is a program for professionals and or professionally minded people, and it's a program for people, it's a system for people who understand that they want to get the best return on one of their greatest assets, which is their speech, their ability to communicate. So what's your potential return on investment? We haven't talked about the social return on investment. We're not going to talk about that, but obviously there are social returns. We're just talking about the financial return. So think about that and go ahead and set up a private assessment session with me. Now, here are the parameters. Do not set up the session if you are not financially able to move forward now. So if you're thinking about it in 6 months or 3 months or a year, then wait until you get to that time. If you have questions, please email me those questions. We only want you to sign up for this session if you've checked out the program, you know it's for you, but you just want to talk to me, you have some additional questions, and once those questions are answered, and if we see, that is you and I, this has to be a good fit for both of us, if both of us see that this is a good fit for us, then you are going to be financially prepared and ready to move forward now, okay? So I want to encourage you to go ahead and do that. And once again, my time is limited. I'm one person. I obviously can't coach everyone. And I always have a pretty full schedule for the last several years now. And so I'm looking for very special people who I enjoy working with, people who are highly motivated, people who are professional, and people who want to take their speech to the next level, and they want to invest in themselves, and they can see the ROI, right? Which can range from a few thousand up to tens of thousands, up to hundreds of thousands, up to millions of dollars. I've worked with millionaires. I work with a guy who's selling his accounting firm. It's going to be worth millions of dollars, and he wanted to up-level his speech. So think about that. Think about your potential. Think about where you are and where you could be, where you could easily be, and in some cases where you could quickly be, right? Just the difference in improving your speech. And so we have a new program. It's called Laser Focus Coaching. It's one of our lowest price programs. We have lots of people in that because some people just don't need the intensive coaching where we're meeting every single week. You can benefit from meeting with me every other week over a period of 3 months. And we work together, and that program is $1,997 US dollars. If your speech is a little more persistent, where when you're speaking, you're getting stuck and you're stammering or stuttering, you speak super duper fast, people can't understand, then you may benefit from our other 2 more intensive programs where we are meeting once a week. And then some people just would like to have that additional time with me. So someone says, well, Michael, why should I pay you? And here's my answer. I put my money where my mouth is. So I've invested in coaches because I know it's going to accelerate the time, or it's going to reduce the amount of time that it's going to take me to achieve a goal. So it's going to accelerate my progress because I have someone who's going to hold me accountable. I have someone who can answer my questions, who can customize and personalize whatever it is that I'm doing. And so therefore, it is worth the money. And generally when I hire a coach, it's going to cost $10,000, $12,000, $20,000 for a year or 2 years or something like that. So I put my money where my mouth is. And so I'm not one of those guys that say, oh, well, you should invest in coaching, but I don't. If there's a specific area where I need coaching, I'll invest in it. And I didn't used to be like that. I used to be just a do-it-yourself guy, and I still am. But as I get older, I learn that, hey, you know what? People who are very, very successful generally have had coaches and do have coaches. So why should you pay me? Accountability. Sometimes that is the most important thing. Someone to hold you accountable, keep you on track. Evaluation and feedback can save you thousands of dollars and years of time. Encouragement. Often people just give up, right? They just, when they go in a dip, a natural dip, and they just give up. You know what, this isn't working, or let me try something else. So help to keep you encouraged, keep you on track. What is that worth to you? Look at your return on investment. Just think, one advancement in your career, how much is that worth? One sale, right? How much is that worth? One new job, how much is that worth? Just think about that, and think about how soon you might be in a position to do that. And you'll see that investing $2,000 or $3,000 or $4,000 or whatever it is, $10,000, is well worth the investment. In fact, the return that you're going to get for decades to come, you can't even compare a few $1,000s. And then here's the other thing. We're all going to spend that money someplace. Many people spend it on vacations. Sometimes it's on TVs. But you're going to spend the money. If you are working full-time, you're probably going to spend that money someplace. So why not invest it in yourself where you can get a return that's going to last you for the rest of your life? Time's going to pass anyway. So you don't want to be sitting here 3 months from now, 6 months from now, looking back, still struggling with the same thing, when 3 months from now, 6 months from now, you could be in an entirely different situation financially. Okay? Thank you so much for taking the time to listen to this video, to watch this video. And I want to encourage you and invite you to go ahead, click the link, get in touch, only if you're ready now, and let's go ahead and take your speech and your life to a whole new level. We'll see you soon.